live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
All of sports transition. All of sports,
Yeah.
even
Woo.
this
What?
coronavirus has been impacted in, multiple ways.
Yeah.
And never more than what we've seen out of basketball in total. And not just the NBA, but the NCAA,
Yeah.
high school basketball. Because, women's basketball, like a lot of things are going to be impacted because when is the WNBA going to start their season if the NBA push their season into the summer?
Yeah. We Rich, we had her as our on to the real. I don't want to jack up her name. What is her name? She's the ESPN reporter that plays for in the WNBA.
Sinead Womake?
Yes, her.
Yeah.
She had Richard Jefferson.
Yes.
On live yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about this.
Right.
And it was just interesting to hear their conversation about this, because Richard Jefferson's thing was like, no, these players don't want to play in the summer. That's part of the reason why they like being in the NBA, because they get their summers off.
They get their summers off.
And then to your point, he was like, what does that do for the WNBA? This their time to shine. Right. Like, how does this work? Like,
so I came up with a great solution.
Okay.
For
y'all listening?
The WNBA.
Okay.
Now, when I was in high school, I played on the basketball team in high school, for those of you who can believe that. I was a 6'2" power forward center, and clearly I wasn't going far in that sport, so I had to give it up. But
baby.
Our non-conference games, we played different schedules, the men's and the women's basketball teams.
Okay.
But each of our conference games were double headers. Now, I think with the teams, if the games are pushed into the summer, we could link these games and make them a double header.
WNBA.
Right. That way, we get more people to the games. You could probably charge a little more, and we get more eyeballs on
the WNBA.
These WNBA games. And they could be shown as double headers on TV, whatever broadcasting network they're on.
Right, which would help them too, because they don't get the
exposure and
the exposure that the NBA does.
Right.
Wow.
So that would be
we're gonna have to rename you. We're gonna have to give you a new name, Jarrett.
What's that?
We're gonna have to give you a new name. You can't just be the football genius anymore. This is genius.
I'm gonna have to be the sports genius.
The sports genius. We're gonna have to call you the sports
Jarrett,
genius.
The sports genius Burgess.
Yes, because that's genius. Like, real talk. I love that. I would go.
Yeah. Right. That's me too. Like, you tell me I can go see I could go see the LA Sparks and the LA Lakers in the game together.
Right.
Like, I'm jumping at that opportunity,
Yes.
And it'd be great because the leagues, I feel like, are run, not similarly, but the leagues are kind of run together. I feel like there are, even though there may be different owners for the teams in the WNBA than are the teams in the NBA.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the way that the league is run is kind of run concurrent with the NBA. Mm-hmm. So I think it would work. I'm sure that there would be some logistical concerns, especially considering some WNBA teams are played in places where there aren't an NBA team.
Right.
Isn't an NBA team. Excuse me for
Right.
my grammar.
You're good.
Like, yeah.
Look, I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant.
I got some friends who are gonna call me out on it though, because
oh gosh, y'all leave Jarrett alone. It's okay. Leave him alone.
They make fun of me.
Whatever. You keep talking. Look. I know this is real ghetto, y'all, but my battery is about to go out on my phone, so I'm about to go get my charger. So keep talking.
No, listen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I was about to have to take a bathroom break. But no, I think that's a good deal. But one of the things that we were discussing was kind of how the coronavirus has impacted the NBA. We know that the NBA had to postpone. At the moment, it's postponed.
Right. Whew.
Some of these games.
Because every day they're coming out with more people.
Right.
Who are infected.
Seeing Kevin Durant, we all know about the
Kevin Durant in the hospital.
Right. We all know about the Rudy Gobert fiasco.
Yeah.
4 players for the Nets and a few players I think it was a player for the Detroit Pistons. I can't remember his name. But we're seeing more and more people in the NBA and more players catch the virus.
Yeah.
So,
and they came. It scrolled across my screen that they just tested all the Lakers.
Okay.
So I guess when those results come back, we'll know.
We'll know if
because that's the last
team they played. Yeah,
yep.
they had lost that game.
Right. Scary.
But yeah, I mean, I think we talked about the virus itself at the beginning of the show, but this this virus has impacted sports on a global landscape. And I saw this meme. Where the guy was saying, it's saying that there's been no sports, so he met this young lady that was sitting on his couch the other day. He was like,
"Oh my gosh, that's horrible."
Apparently, it's my wife. She seems nice.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Oh no.
Wow. But
yeah.
This virus is affecting our everyday living.
But sports has always been that one thing.
Right, that we could
no matter what, like every disaster or tragedy or catastrophic thing that's happened in the world, sports was always that one thing that kind of pulled things back together. I mean, we talking about, they like, we don't want to have the Olympics. What you talking about? If nobody can be there, we're like, what? What?
There's no point in having the Olympics.
There will be no point in having the Olympics if nobody's there. So, yeah, it's just.
But 9/11, we had sports to lean on.
Still, even
Hurricane Katrina, sports.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so,
yes.
What happened to, what's his name? Hands Up, Don't Shoot, Mike Brown.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm like, wait, who? Okay, yeah.
I mean, those aren't obviously, but they were like national tragedies. That
Trayvon Martin. Yep, Trayvon Martin. Yep.
What's the guy from New York who had the cigarette? And
Lord. Oh, gosh. No. Don't do
killed.
That. Yeah, I know. Oh, my God.
Eric Garner.
Yep, Eric Garner. And then the one in New Orleans.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so we getting off topic. But yeah. But it was thing after thing after thing after thing. But sports has always been that one thing that kind of, so that's what's making this feel ultra, okay, between that and now this whole shut down the restaurants and bars thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Socializing and civilization as we know it is over.
It's right. for the indefinitely.
Yeah, for the near future, according to our that person, it'll be till July, August. So okay, sure, sir. All right. But, but we pray for those individuals. Good thing is one of the things that they're saying about this virus is 85% of the people is mild, and they're recovering really quickly. Good thing is these young men are probably some of the most in shape people you're going to see. And so I hope that that's helpful in making sure that they recover quickly. I mean, you know, Kevin Durant was like, he didn't even know he had, because he didn't have any symptoms.
Right.
So, so we're just going to stay hopeful.
Right.
That they will recover and be fully functioning, and there will be that's my only thing too. We don't know so much about it. I hope there's no residual effects. You know what I mean? That, that come down the road. I hope it's just what they're saying. It's just like having the flu. When it's over, you're done, you're good. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I'm hoping that is true. I was about to say what your crazy Cheeto but yeah.
Oh Lord, I don't know.
No, we can't. We can't.
No.
We can't.
Yeah.
So this is I was thinking, like, literally when all of this started happening and the NBA was like, we're suspending, then the Major League Baseball, then football was like, nope, no OTAs. Everything was back to back to back. And I was like, hold on, what are Jarrett and I going to talk about?
What are we going to talk about?
What are we going to talk about?
Look, I said that first thing, and I was like, well, listen, if Stephen A. and Skip and Shannon and all these other talking heads are going to be able to have some content,
something to talk about.
We're going to have some content.
Lo and behold, we had no idea it would be so much.
Right.
Like, wow, okay, really?
Yeah.
So, but it's all good.
Right.
It's all good. Yeah. I feel confident that life might look different. Sports might look different.
Right.
But it will recover.
I think one of the good things about what you and I do is that we don't just talk about box scores and stuff like that. So there are plenty of stories in and around sport that we can lean on to talk about. And that we have, this is kind of what this podcast has been based off of.
Right.
It's not just about the sport itself. It's about the stories surrounding it. So I think that we'll always be able to pull content, whether another basketball is dribbled, another football goes.
Jesus, no. Don't.
But we don't. Yeah, I know. We don't want
that. Come on, y'all. No.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. But it's cool. It's cool.
Now put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras